Good evening, Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. My name is Madeleine Parker. Thank you for subscribing. And this read is going to be for the energy of Capricorn. I like to think that my reads pertain to wherever Capricorn falls in your chart, for whatever planets you have in Capricorn, for your sun sign, your moon sign, and most importantly, or strongest, for your ascendant. All right. I'm going to call in the highest guides and angels available to be with us in this read. We invite you in to guide me to the highest best, or clarity to guide Capricorn energy to the highest best destiny and highest best version of themselves in love and life. All right, thank you, Spirit, for being with us. And if you would like a private read or personal read, please email me. My email address is below in the description. Also, I do tarot card parties and I do divination workshops where I teach divination. So if you are interested in knowing more about that, please feel free to email me. Alrighty, so let's take a quick look at the energies, or what's happening astrologically right now for Capricorn. So we have the sun in Libra in your 10th hitting your 10th house. So you're probably on a good work roll right now, probably focused on work. Mercury in the 11th, Venus in the 11th, possibly you're being active, out friendships, having a good time. You're probably a social right now, very social, out in the world, possibly also through social media, perhaps using social media in your work. Mars in your 10th house, you're probably feeling pretty active right now. You're probably working kind of hard right now. I'm just going to skip here to the North Node for Capricorn. It is in the 7th house, so possibly relationships related to work coming forward, relationships because in heart, empathic, because Cancer is the heart, so we have the North Node in the heart right now, in the sign of Cancer right now. So relationships related to your mission or your true purpose, relationships that support you are probably coming in. And then we had that full moon in the sign of Aries last week. So for Capricorn, that would have been 4th house, probably revealing possible manifestations or changes in the area of living, home life, a property, family. And then if Pluto squared in the 1st house for Capricorn, so fears about your identity in relationship to work, social media, and family. So you're probably going through an identity shift, Capricorn, in a general overall identity shift, because if you're shifting more to heart space, you're releasing the identities you may have sort of held on to in the past, identities that were more motivated in securing positions of status or work, a Capricorn thing. I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, so I know about that. So, okay, let's have a look and see how these energies are impacting Capricorns. Alrighty. I'm just quickly going to make sure I'm recording. Yep. Okay, good. Okay. One more time. Got the deck. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. A lot of reads this week have been about decision making. There we are talking about that 4th house, that full moon in the 4th house. So let's see what it wants to talk about. Home. Empress also is a very feminine energy representing the Cancer North Node in the 7th house for Capricorn. All right. Interesting. Justice card hitting. We were talking about the sun being in Libra for Capricorn in the 10th house. Justice card is the Libra card hitting in the 11th spot. This is the 11th card. This is quite a synchronistic read for Capricorn to hit that right there. It's pretty exciting. We've got some major arcanas. 1, 2, 3. We've got some major arcanas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's hitting in the 11th spot. It was really having an impact. This is my little portal in my grid where I invite the divine through your, or you could call it your higher self through with a message. So I always like to pay most attention to the 11th card. When I was channeling the grid, it sort of just, I knew that this was divine headspace, divine heart space, what the divine wants you to think, what the divine wants you to know about your feelings or emotions. And then this was the middle point, and it happened to be the 11th card, so I was quite blown away by that. But anyway, so let's go ahead. There is a burden towards the Capricorn energy about, what is this? What is burdening the Capricorn right now? It is about the heart space. Now we get this transformation happening here about something has had to be released that was burdening the Capricorn, that they thought they are aware of how out of alignment something was for them, and they're realizing that it took for them to have this transformation experience around it in order for them to progress away. So they realized they needed, whatever that was, they realized it was needed to really help them transform and become somebody different. Because remember, we're talking about shedding an old identity and bringing in a new identity. I mean, that's one of the ways you can look at the death card. It's your old self dying and a new self being born. So for Capricorn, now I always like to look at this. We have an awakening here with this Judgment card into your more feminine receptive energies. We're getting this Ten of Pentacles mirroring that. Because this is divine thought, divine heart, feeling, putting the feminine card in the feeling section, empathic. So we've got the Capricorn going through a big transformation about understanding that they needed to go through something in order to transform, to become a butterfly, as it were, to get something even better. And it's just amazing. I mean, it just feels great for the Capricorn, and they're realizing that they balanced out of a fear. They balanced this transformation. Was the hardship that this was, or that it involved, enabled the Capricorn to go through a real deep transformation that has actually brought them to a place of inner peace and balance, inner harmony. Now, this is going to reverberate into your home life and your finances. So this energy of peace, this transformation that Capricorn have gone through, this is a very big, deep transformation. Remember, Pluto is in Capricorn right now. So for Capricorns, the whole identity is changing, because any identity that was based on a fear-based is going to be revealed for what it was, an illusionary way to identify yourself rather than the truth about yourself. And the truth about yourself is a way more solid identity. That will align with your highest, best experience, being your true self. So Capricorns are going through a knowledge of needing, because this is also, don't forget, that is the transformation card. So Capricorn are going through a major transformation in their identity, and they're shifting to basing their new identity on a truth about themselves, on their real self, on the real version of who they are, knowing that they've turned themselves out of alignment, but that journey brought them to knowledge of their more softer side, and which is bringing them into a more balanced state, abundantly, bringing harmony in the home. It's just an all-around transformation hitting. And so now we've got, what we're seeing is the result of the transformation balancing out the fruits, where we've got attainment of some journey that the Scorpio was on is now complete. They're balanced. They've learned the spiritual lesson. They're able to communicate. Capricorn, you aren't trying to. It's almost like you're releasing control on situations around communication. You're being more. You're gonna be straight up, as it were. You are awakening to your ways, that this is going to give you a much more emotionally balanced future, and possibly new work coming down the pipeline, because we get the Ten of Pentacles. So we are getting a financial upgrade with this shift, and we're getting a leaving of emotionally instability towards emotional more fulfillment, with a mission involved or work, bringing an ability to cooperate, or to be more, or to sort of motive in a more cooperative experience with a venture, from a place of emotional stability or emotional fulfillment. And then if we end this, I'm going to put a clarifier on the Four of Cups. Why are we seeing that at the end of the read, please? And we didn't talk about the Five of Swords or the Page of Wands. Five of Swords is telling me that in the time of this reading, Capricorn, that you're reading, that you're seeing this, during the period that you are watching this video, you may not be aware of this transformation. This is sort of happening in the 5D. It's about ready to drop down. So you still think, Capricorn, that you're still at the phase of a burden, or you don't know that your efforts are about to materialize more abundance in your home and harmony in your home life. So you're processing an experience that you've recently pulled away from, and you're experiencing a better home life because of it, because it was overburdening you. That's what it's saying. So you have a better grip of it's giving you a better handle on your creativity, on the creative projects that you have. You're more in alignment. So I just wanted to make sure I talked about that card. So let's drop back down to the Four of Cups, signifying that I was going to pull a clarifier on that, wasn't I? But why are we looking at the Four of Cups? Pray tell me. Again, Five of Cups. Interesting. Well, I guess what that's saying is that the experience that was causing burdensome was perhaps still energetically causing a little sadness around it, the lack of cooperation involved in this, or possibly, I would say, possibly not sure yet that this is all going to really stabilize, and any sadness from the past, is going to be sort of turned to joy, because the excitement of this new opportunity is really sort of, I would say, overshadowing any sort of residue sadness. So in other words, what it's saying is that this transformation is happening. Any residue sadness around the past or the burden or these unemotionally fulfilling experiences that were not as, that you've pulled away from because they weren't fulfilling, are going to there might be sadness around this too, by the way. You may feel sad about it, but it also eventually is bringing you joy and opening things up for you to have new opportunities. So yeah, there we go. Beautiful. So Capricorn, this is a wonderful read for you. I'm excited about this major awakening, this new shift, your new identity shifting. You've attained, you've reached a pinnacle. You've balanced out of some deep scorpionic karmic fears. You've shedded some old identities. There's a new version of you about to be born. Because of this fear releasing, you're going to become more abundant, more harmony, more harmonic experiences at home. Ten of Cups, more fulfillment. You're going to, because you're awakening, you're attaining something. A fear has been cleared so that you can now go forward with attaining something higher. Okay, something higher, a bigger wish, a bigger dream, stepping it up kind of thing. And then we get the Judgment, which is just this clarity, this aha, with this realization that you can leave these unfulfilling futures and unfulfilling past, and work and work, into better communications, better work environments that are now sort of upgraded because of the new identity shift that's going to be motivated from knowledge of what you really, I would say, you really align with from the heart space. What you intuitively feel, because we're leaving unfulfilling experiences, so we're going into more fulfilling work experiences. And I'm trying to remember what was at the end of that read here. Was this card at the end of the read? No. Okay. Somehow things got tangled up. That happens when I do these reads. But anyway, I'm confused. But bottom of the line, Capricorn, this is a good read as far as you shifting your identity. So thank you for watching. Namaste.